this. Welcome everybody to The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it. This is your host, Steampunk Star Raisin. This is episode 71. And I'm here in North Hollywood, California, and I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Berterson in Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. So how's it going, Daniel?
I'm okay. Thanks.
So what's on your mind?
Well, I'm just so excited. San Diego Comic-Con is coming soon, in like a day or two. And we're gonna get more information.
I was tempted to go, but the problem is I don't have a hotel and I don't have I'm not able to get press credentials for that convention because they're very picky. You got to have like 100,000 YouTube subscribers, or you got to have a recent video of 100,000 views. It's very difficult to get a badge, even if you try to buy one outright, because the city of San Diego puts a cap on the number of badges that can be sold because they're already maxed out convention space capacity. Although I know that like there's a lot of interesting cosplayers there, and most of the convention takes place outside where you don't need a badge. So I did think about like maybe taking an Amtrak down to San Diego. It's about 5 hours drive from LA to San Diego. And I know that from what I heard that the Amtrak station is right across the street from the San Diego Convention Center, which is where the convention is held. So it'd be really easy transportation wise, although it would be expensive. It would probably cost me like $80 to get down there and then $80 back. And then I don't have a hotel lined up, so it'd be very rough. So yeah, I don't plan on going this year, maybe next year if I can better plan it, because I thought about like if I could book a hotel in advance and get an Amtrak ticket there and back in advance, and even if I don't have a badge, I could just hang out in the common area and then interview some people, take some pictures. Yeah, I won't be able to experience like the dealer rooms or the expo hall, but I would be able to, experience the people of the convention and the cosplay. That's usually my opinion. My favorite thing, the best thing of any convention is all the cosplayers, because I'm a cosplay journalist. I interview people in cosplay. So what's significant about this convention coming up? I know that they had last 2 years, I think they canceled San Diego Comic-Con because of COVID. So this will be the first post-COVID convention.
Yeah. But you remember how we got a Flash trailer like months ago, and it wasn't really a trailer? They even said it themselves.
It was a teaser trailer. It was a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
What about it? What about that?
Yeah, they slapped it together because they didn't have anything. They were in the middle of filming it, right? Or they just began filming it.
Well, COVID, I think, has really delayed production on that film, because COVID makes it harder to do reshoots, although restrictions are lacking up now and it should be easier. So what's the point? Give me the context.
Well, the point is, I'm thinking that I think the chances are really good that we're going to get a trailer, an actual real full-length trailer at San Diego Comic-Con, because I just heard that DC movies are coming to San Diego Comic-Con, so they will talk about DC stuff.
Okay,
I'm just really excited.
But I'm confused with the Flash movie because I was not even sure if they were ever going to release it because it's been delayed. According to Internet Movie Database, it's saying that it's coming out in 2023. Hold on, let me share screen. Okay, you see that? Yeah, it says 2023. Doesn't even have an exact date. But Ezra Miller is in the teaser trailer. So I thought they had fired Ezra Miller, so I'm confused. Are they going to recast the Flash, or are they going to still keep Ezra Miller?
They're going to keep him in this movie, but I think they're going to recast him for the next movie.
Okay.
I'm kind of happy they fired him. I'm kind of happy that he got in trouble and he got in trouble with the law, and he got himself fired because I never liked him as it. I never liked him as the Flash.
Why is that? Why did you not
Well,
want?
look, don't I don't want to sound racist here, but
What do you mean
Barry,
racist?
Barry Allen is white. He's not Hispanic. He's a white guy.
It doesn't matter, okay, dude.
If
Okay. Whoa. That
what?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what ethnicity he is. I thought Ezra Miller was white, but I mean, you could be white Hispanic. Who cares what race the character is? That's not important. He's just in real life. He's kind of a creepy guy. He's been involved with relationship with somebody significantly younger than him, and apparently there's physical abuse involved, and then drama with his girlfriend's parents. Um, I have no problem with the ethnicity of somebody that is an actor. I don't care about that. I only care about a good story. But the Justice League movie sucked. I thought Suicide Squad sucked. I thought both movies sucked. I mean, there were elements of Suicide Squad, like Harley Quinn, that I liked. But as far as the overall arching story, it just seemed very contrived and forced and not a very organic story. It didn't feel, even with the context of superpowers, it just felt very nonsensical.
Yeah,
But
but I'm just saying I was kind of disappointed when I saw Ezra Miller as the Flash. I was like, oh come on.
but who
I
care? Who cares what ethnicity he is? I don't care, man. You shouldn't
Yeah,
care either. All you want is a good story and a good acting performance. But yeah, I mean, his personal issues have
yeah,
obviously bled into the entertainment industries, is what led to him getting fired. He's been in several altercations where he's beat up people, and he apparently has some issues. Um, yeah, so I don't care whether he's Hispanic, black, or white. I don't care. I don't care. I just want a good story and a good performance. That's not what concerns me. The story, the way Justice League was portrayed, I didn't really care for it. Now I know that it's an edited down version with Joss Whedon, but um, Zack Snyder did do production on part of it. Now I haven't seen the Zack Snyder cut because that's like 4 hours long and
oh, I got
over.
through it. I got through it. It was pretty cool. A 4 hour long movie, and it was so cool to get
I
through. It was
I didn't like Batman v Superman. I didn't really like Man of Steel. I haven't really liked any of the DC. The only DC movie that I loved and I think is a good movie that I would say is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time is Joker from
Oh, you
20.
like that?
Yeah, but that takes place in a different universe. It's not even the same universe as the Justice League movie.
Yeah, I know people online who bash the Joker movie a lot.
Yeah, but it actually did really well. It did $1 billion. It did better than expected.
Yeah, but you know what?
Joaquin Phoenix
Yeah,
puts on a great performance. I think the great thing about Joker is it transcends the genre of a superhero film or a supervillain film. It's more of a commentary on society and how we beat people down and
yeah.
how
Oh,
this has
absolutely,
consequences in the future for beating people down and how it degrades society as a whole.
absolutely. I agree. I agree. That's why there's so many problems out there. So many so much depression, so much anger, and like I said, the future is mental illness. People, this leads to mental illness, right? And that's really bad for society. Yeah.
Well, mental illness is a epidemic mainly because we in most Western societies we tend to criminalize being poor. We say, oh, if you're poor, it's because you have no morals. It's not that you have a lack of economic opportunity, but it's actually because you have a lack of economic opportunity in most cases.
Hmm.
And so, and we demonize people. Even if you're a drug addict, you have a mental illness because that's a drug
Hmm.
addiction. You should receive treatment, preferable over long-term prison sentences.
Yeah.
And because you can't build prisons fast enough to lock up the entire poor population,
Yeah.
they're trying to criminalize being homeless. You can't. There's too many homeless people. You can't lock them all up. So it doesn't work. It ends up costing society no matter what. You can't just ignore people and then shuffle them to the side because then it
Yeah.
has consequences for all people.
Exactly. Steampunk. ma-
Yes,
do- Make me a promise. When you
make
get
you a
if
promise.
yeah,
I'm not
if you
promising anything.
if you have kids, if you have kids someday
I
and
don't
they
intend to
become
have kids because I can't
and they
afford it.
all
Can't
right,
afford it.
well, okay, if anybody out there, if you have kids and they become depressed, don't ever do to them what's been done to me. Never call the police on them because you're sick and tired of hearing them cry, because that happened to me. And
Well,
that really
I
spoke.
understand your situation is an abusive situation. That's why you've got to work with your therapist to get your own place to live. But
But she didn't
uh,
call today either for some reason. It's Tuesday. She didn't call today either. I don't know. But
well, I mean, the the problem is that, well, then maybe you should reach out to her and leave a message.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But anyways,
the problem is you're too picky on getting your own place to live. You were reluctant to it. I've been giving you that advice for years.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, and now you're paying the price for it. You should have gotten out years ago.
Hmm.
Even if it is a rundown apartment, it's better than being on the street.
Yeah,
It's much better than being on the street. Trust me. And you're going to end up, you want to control the situation instead of having the situation control you. If you
hmm,
wait until your parents pass away, then you're waiting until the situation controls you. But if you could be preemptive and move out, yeah, it may not be the best apartment. It may be kind of a rundown dump, but it's still better than being on the street. But yeah, society is cruel. I mean, and Canadian society is very similar to the United States in a lot of ways. It has a lot of similar problems, although it is not quite as severe in Canada because they have better social services there. But it's
absolutely. But you know, the whole thing is like they say Canada's a wonderful country full of wonderful people and everybody's friendly. That's bullshit. That's false advertising.
Well, I mean, when I went to Toronto Comic Con in 2012, I found the people to be very friendly.
Yeah, I know. But you know what false
Although I
advertising
was,
they
I had a unique, distinctive appearance as an artist. I wear a
Mhm.
hat. I had, girls flirt with me at the convention, invited me to a party, but I was really jet lagged and I was exhausted, and I ended up not going to the party. I regret it, but I was too tired. I should have timed out I should have flown in, and I've learned this since then. When you're flying in the convention, you should fly in like a couple days before instead of just the day of or the day before, because then you end up being exhausted with differences in time difference. And then usually I fly cheap as possible, so I usually end up leaving at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and so then I'm worried about missing my flight. So then I end up going to LAX the night before, and and then I end up staying up all night, and I was exhausted. And that's what happened when I went to Toronto Comic Con. But yeah, I found the people to be very nice, very friendly. It just depends. You don't get out much. You have a very narrow perspective from the perspective of living inside your house. You don't go to conventions. You don't get out much, so you don't really explore the world. The world is your oyster, man. You got to get out more often. Instead of going out to eat so much, maybe save your money and go to Toronto Comic Con. Although you would have to maybe take a bus or either get a family member to drive you down to Toronto and spend the night in a hotel, go to Toronto Comic Con, and then come back. I think it would be a wonderful experience. You
Yeah,
know,
I
you,
gotta
you
figure
got
out
to
how to
get
do
out.
that.
You got to get out. You got to get out more often. You got to be more strategic with your money. Um, I mean, I know it's not easy because you don't get a whole lot, but with your
But
social. Go
I
ahead.
gotta say, like, okay, okay, what I wanted to say, going back, I wanted to say about the I heard a lot of leaks, from people who've seen the Flash movie. They
Yeah.
came out and they leaked a bunch of stuff, and from what I'm hearing, it's really exciting. Like, do
Oh,
you
hold
remember?
on a sec. Hey, I'm doing a live stream with Daniel. You're on the podcast. You want to be in it?
Okay, cool. I just saw somebody set something on fire on the way home.
Where did they set? Where was this?
This was in Lawndale, California, the Audio Video Center. Somebody set some clothes on fire.
Was this somebody living on the street or what?
I have no idea who did it. It could have been somebody living on
Did
the
you
street.
see the person set the clothes on fire, or did you just?
No. I just saw the clothes on fire. Like, my mom was pulling up to it, and I just saw the clothes on fire, and I could smell. First, I saw the smoke, and I could smell it, and then I saw the clothes set on fire, and then my mom told me to call the fire department.
So you called the fire department?
Yeah, I called the Lawndale Fire Department. Yeah. I wanted to post it on the Citizen app, but I didn't know how the Citizen app works. It turns out you have to go live to post it on the Citizen app.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad
I
you got.
couldn't post it on Citizen, but
I'm glad you got home okay.
Yeah, I've been having a crazy day. I just wanted to say recording. It's like I had enough.
So why was your day crazy? Because you saw a bunch of clothes on fire on the side of the road?
Well, I was running late to work this morning. I had
Okay, keep in mind that we're recording for my podcast. I got Daniel here. Okay, just
I know that. I'm not
okay.
gonna disclose anything too personal. Right?
Okay. So okay.
I was not feeling too great at work again. My stomach's been kind of sensitive today. Oh gosh. I'm out walking the dog now.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Are you feeling any better, or is your stomach still hurting you or
No,
bothering?
I'm feeling better. It was during the beginning of the day. I think like the lack of sleep and getting up early upsets my stomach, but I did eat a salad with a lot of hummus.
You told me you were allergic to hummus. I don't know why you did that. You told me that, I think it was when you were in high school or something, you ate so much hummus that you started having like an allergic reaction to it because you used to eat it nonstop. I don't know why you went.
What happened was my dad got this veggie wrap with hummus in it, and I tried a little to see if I was going to have a reaction. So if I have just a little bit, I don't have a problem. But if I have like a lot of it, then it's more likely I'll just get the runs.
Okay.
Yeah. So
well, I think you should probably avoid hummus. It sounds like you have an allergic reaction to it, even a moderate amount.
No, it wasn't a moderate amount. It was like a lot of hummus.
It was a lot. Okay, well, you probably shouldn't have done that. You know that your digestive system gets all screwed up when you eat too much hummus. You shouldn't have ate a lot. I know it tastes good, but got to go on your own body's chemistry. Everybody's chemistry is different based on their experiences and their environment.
I saw like there was like clothes on fire, and I saw this like yellow can right next to it. I sent you some pictures.
Okay.
It was like a backpack or some clothes. I sent you a picture.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's a small fire.
Yeah. It's small, I know.
Sometimes people who are living on the street get attacked, and people will try to burn out the campsite, or it could be somebody that's.
Here it could have been that, yeah.
Or sometimes somebody will be smoking meth with a meth pipe, and it'll catch the tent on fire. That's happened before. But yeah, I mean, it's I've seen worse, actually, considering that I used to live on the streets. I've seen worse. But yeah, it's good that you called the fire department, and I'm sure it got resolved. It's a relatively small, based on your picture, it looks like the remnants of a tent. Somebody burned down a tent, and that's what's left of the tent, and it's burning on top of concrete. So, and luckily, because it's burning on top of concrete, once it finishes burning the remnants of the tent, it's going to the fire is going to go out because it can't spread because it's not going to have fuel, because concrete is not very flammable. I mean, it can scorch, but it's not going to be very flammable, so it should be okay. Well, yeah, crazy stuff, huh? So you've had a day of flaming hummus, both from your insides and both from just seeing the flames of either a pile of clothes or a tent on fire. It looks like the base of a tent.
Most likely a tent fire because there's a lot.
It looks like a tent because a lot of times what I mean, this is not right, and this is not right, but a lot of times what will happen is a lot of people who live in the neighborhood will see homeless people camping out, and they'll get angry, and if the tent is left unattended, they'll often burn it down. Or sometimes it's somebody's, I don't know. It's just another sign of society cracking and slowly falling apart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here with Daniel. We were talking about San Diego Comic-Con, and we were talking about
Batman.
we were talking about we weren't talking about Batman. We were talking about the Flash.
Yeah, the Flash. But Michael Keaton's Batman's going to be in it because the Flash is going to run to Earth 89. Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh, Batman! Yeah, Batman 1989 is supposed to make an appearance in the Flash movie. But yeah, I mean, it could be good if it's edited right and it's well written.
And we finally get a reason why. You've seen Michael Keaton Batman movies, right? We get a reason why. We get a reason in the movie. The leaks say that there's a reason why.
He was only in 2 Batman movies, right?
No, yeah, but there was no Superman in Michael Keaton Batman universe. Why did we get an answer? Because General Zod killed Batman as a baby on Krypton on Earth 89.
General Zod killed Batman?
No, sorry. General Zod killed Superman as a baby.
Okay.
So yeah, before baby Kal-El got off the planet, General Zod killed him, and that's why he's not on Earth 89. So I'm like, okay.
Okay, well, thanks for spoiling it for me. Where did you get this?
I don't know, man. I thought you didn't want to see it.
What?
I thought you said you didn't want to see it.
I don't know. I mean, I have not. I said I wasn't that interested in seeing it, but I mean, I haven't liked any of the DC movies. Like I said, I didn't like the Justice League movie. I didn't like the Suicide Squad movies. I didn't like Batman versus Superman. I didn't like Man of Steel. There were elements of those movies that I liked.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't like the overall vision for the DCEU or the DC expanded universe. And it's just they don't have their stuff together like they don't have their shit together like in like the MCU is much better orchestrated, much better planned as a cohesive story. Like the whole saga with Thanos was a much more interesting and better planned story where you were looking forward to each movie. And where the DCEU movies, I'm like, God, this thing is annoying. This seems really contrived and unrealistic, even with people with superpowers. And based on the premise that you set up, it still just seems very contrived and artificial and forced, and it's just really dull stories. And Zack Snyder trying to show that he's a badass when it comes to directing stuff. But yeah, I think that's why the DCEU movies haven't done as well. And then the one DC movie I love, which is the Joker, doesn't even take place in the same universe. It's a different Joker, different universe. So,
Yeah, and the sequel is going to be like a musical. Did you hear that? The sequel is going to be a musical.
well, it sounds bad if you say, I didn't know that the sequel is supposed to be a musical. That sounds bad. They're going to make a sequel to Joker is going to be a musical, but it could be really good if it's done properly. Because, like, have you ever seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog?
I heard about it. You told me a lot about it.
Very, very good. And it's a musical. And I don't know what it is about the musical. You really relate with Dr. Horrible. Like, he doesn't get the girl. Captain Hammer's the bully, you know, and he's bullied around. And yet Captain Hammer has the perception of being a hero. But you really empathize with Dr. Horrible. And it's really interesting how.
Oh my God, I just almost walked into somebody's clothes again on the ground. What the fuck? These are full clothes on the ground, dude.
Clothes on the ground where? Where are you?
Like I'm in my neighborhood. I'm not gonna say where I live, but I live in.
Oh, okay. So this is your neighborhood while you're walking the dog. Okay.
Yeah. I'm by some pizza place and somebody has.
Well, you gotta.
Somebody left a good quality, it's pretty good quality jacket on the ground, and I just like stepped into it because I wasn't paying.
Well, you got to be paying attention.
What do you do with all the clothes on the ground?
I don't know.
Somebody's tearing apart campsites and spewing it out everywhere because they are angry with the homeless.
Possibly. Who knows?
Angry with the homeless, you know?
Possibly. Who knows? Just sometimes people dump out stuff that they're going to throw away and they put it on the curb because I know, like in Los Angeles, they have curbside cleanup, I think like twice a week, where they'll pick up heavy objects. But it's hard to say.
My space quit.
And Spice is Rockanne's dog. She's walking her dog right now. I'm not going to say where she lives, but where she lives.
Yeah.
But we've only got 2 minutes left. So, Daniel, any last thoughts in these last 2 minutes?
Michael Keaton, Batman rules, man. I know a lot of people say
Michael Keaton's Batman rules. Well, I like the 1989 movie. That's the only Batman movie I like with Michael Keaton. I didn't really care for Batman Returns.
I mean,
I didn't like Batman. I didn't like Batman and Robin. I think there was 4 of them, right?
What, you didn't like Batman and Robin? That was like a really good movie.
I didn't like it. It's each his own.
All right. Yeah.
And so, Rockanne, any final thoughts? We've got 2 minutes left before I end this podcast. No.
I don't know, man.
You got a brain fart.
I think you all were talking about some superhero movie.
We talked about the upcoming Flash movie.
Oh,
it's supposed to. So it's supposed.
The guy who played the Flash was a creep.
Yeah, he is pretty much a creep based on my research, and he's been involved with altercations with women in bars, and he apparently.
I wanted him to come out with a local movie.
Dated somebody that was underage, and then got in trouble with like beating her up, and then got involved in a lawsuit. I don't know. It's really complex. The Ezra Miller story. You could do a whole documentary just on the Ezra Miller story. And he apparently got fired from Flash, and they're not going to do it. After they do the first Flash movie, which is going to star Ezra Miller, they're not going to bring it back. They're going to recast the Flash with a different actor. But, okay, we are out of time. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. This is The World is a Mess, and I just want to steampunk it. This is episode 71, July the 19th, 2022. And I'm your host, Steampunk Star Raisin. And I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Bertison of Bellwood, Ontario, Canada. You have a nice day, and we'll see you 25 billion years. I will.